Bye. I was on Pinterest and I saw this video of Honey Forest Crafts making a Num Noms keychain, and I think it's really cute. So I wanted to try to make my own. Credits to the OG creator, of course. So let me show you all the materials we're gonna need. But before I do that, I need to grab my Num Noms. I feel like they need to be included. They need to be included in this process. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. So many num nums. Ooh. I have her little tutorial on my computer so I can reference it. Let's go ahead and just put them up here so that they can watch. Do you guys want to watch another Num Noms be created? A little audience. Ice cream. Ooh. Okay. Cute. Okay, let's get a supply check. Okay, I'm just gonna run through everything I'm gonna be using, just in case you're also doing this, which you totally should. So I'm gonna be doing Minty Swirl. There's so many Num Noms you can pick. That's just one of my favorites. I do not have her in real life, so I have to make her come to life with this felt. So here's some colors I'll be using. Obviously some little fabric scissors to cut your felt with, some pins, and a nice hand sewing needle, a nice and thin one. Oh, obviously a little keychain. If you want to make it a keychain, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do this. Some stuffing, so it's nice and squishy. And then also a notebook, with some paper and a pencil and some scissors so that you can make your stencils. I think this is gonna be, and obviously some thread, of course. My notebook is coffee stained, so just ignore that. Here's Minty Swirl. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some stencils. So I need to draw her cute little bear head. And I'm just gonna kind of mess around with the shapes until I find one that I really like. And while you're making the stencil, it's good to keep in mind that once you actually sew everything together and stuff it, it will be a little bit smaller than the stencil initially is. It's pretty tiny. Here's my hand. How many, maybe let me measure this. If you're following along, this is like 2 by 1.5 inches. We also are gonna need a little bow. Her bow is super like loopy, and girl, that's a little too complicated. So I'm just gonna do a nice little bow that'll fit right over her ear. Little bow. And then I gotta do her swirl. Okay, I made a little box that's as big as her body so I can like see how big the swirl is compared to her head. Think smarter, not harder. Let me zoom in for a little. Okay, there is our thick swirl. It kind of looks like a G, but that's okay. I think it's gonna turn out really perfect once it's on her cute little face. Minty Swirls is quite swirly, but cutting out a really thin little swirl like that and then sewing it on is not for the weak. Okay, so I just decided to make her a little thicker, just a little bit of a thicker swirl. Here are my stencils. Oh, now I'm just gonna cut them out. Let's do this. I like to just cut them out in little boxes and then cut out the tiny little details. It just makes it a little bit easier. Come to me, little swirl. Okay, this is gonna be a challenge getting this swirl out of here, but I can do it. I know I can do it. We're doing it. Slowly but surely. Swirly, so cute. Okay, that actually looks really good. Now let's do her cute little head. Come here, Minty. And then with the main stencils, I actually like to fold them in half to make sure it's symmetrical and then kind of trim it up from there, which actually, this one ended up pretty symmetrical, but I'm gonna fix up that ear a little bit, just so everything is nice and even. Absolutely gorge. I think this swirl is gonna be perfect. It's kind of huge, but you know, it kind of has to be huge. Oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Okay. And the last piece is her bow. I picked a really simple Num Num. Obviously your stencils will differ depending on how complicated of a Num Num you chose. Little bow. Yes. Yes, Minty! Yes, Minty! This is gonna be so cute. Okay. Oh, yeah. Now I just gotta pin the stencils down to the felt and then cut the felt pieces out. You're gonna need 2 heads and then 1 of everything else. Yup. 2 little pins. Okay. And then, oh, not those scissors. You want fabric scissors for this. I have little tiny baby ones and I also have big ones. But since this little Num Noms is so tiny, I'm gonna be using my little baby ones. Oh, they're so cute. I love Num Noms. I want more so bad. Also, I painted my nails for this video. Ooh, a little crusty because I didn't want you guys to be looking at my crusty, busted nails. They're still a little crusty though. That's okay. You have to think aesthetically when you are gonna film your hands so close like this. How are you looking, stencil? Ooh, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. Okay, I need to fix it up. Ooh, that ear ended up a lot smaller than that one. Ah! It's okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I'm gonna do the thing I do where I make it symmetrical. Aha! I see the problem now. Even it up a little. And hey, if it's not perfect, that's okay. Crafts never need to be perfect. As long as they're made with love. That's all that really matters. It's good enough. These rough little edges, like these rough little edges from the cutting, actually don't really matter in the end because you're gonna end up stitching all around it anyway. So don't be too harsh on your initial felt cutouts. One more, we need one more. Sharing with you guys my sewing skills. I actually am really into sewing. I've sewed lots of cute little plushies. I actually used to have a Depop. Actually, my Depop that I use now was that same Depop, where I would sew all these cute little cats and bunnies and stuff. So now I'm back. I'm back in my sewing element. Okay, let's see. How did this head turn out? Ah, okay, this one turned out cuter than the other one. IMO. So I'm gonna use it as the front. And then the other one will be the back. Yes! Get the scraps out of the way. And sorry, my camera's shaky. Now let's do the swirl. This is gonna be a little hard, but hey, we can do hard things. We can do it. Pin the swirl down. Pin the swirl down. Come on, little swirl. I'm gonna, ow. No, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine, don't worry about me. Stab. Yes. Okay, swirl. One more little pin. Gosh, this is so scary. Okay, go. Okay, oh my god. Go! Okay, there we go. Beautiful. That was so easy. Okay, I'm just gonna cut out the general shape, and then we're gonna get a little detailed in here. Around the swirl we go. Keep going, never give up. Keep going, never give up. Keep going, never give up. Little pin, you're in my way. Hey, little pin, you're in my way. It's okay, I'll just cut under you. Okay, general shape is cut out. Now for the challenge. I don't actually think I've ever sewed something so tiny and detailed. So this is a first for me. So far, I'm loving it. So far, I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, we got two little weapons. Excuse me. Excuse me, thank you. I'm going in. Let's do it. Ah, okay. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This is not the easiest process. But that's okay, because in the end, it'll just be that much more rewarding. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Never falter. Okay, it's getting a little rough, but let's look at what we have right now. Oh, wait! Wait, okay, never mind. Never mind, I misjudged. I'm just gonna clean up a couple spots though. Yeah, okay, this looks great. Okay, I see you. I see you, little swirl. You're looking good. Let's see how that looks on there. Or I wanted it to be like this. Oh, that's adorable. The swirl's a little big though, no? It is a little big. Maybe I wanna... No, I think it'll work out. It'll work out in the end. Now we gotta do this really tiny bow. Okay, she's pinned down. I already know this is gonna be tragic. Ooh, okay. Okay, is this savable? Maybe I need to redo it. You know what? No, I'm gonna redo. I need to redo on the bow. Okay, that's a lot more bowy shaped. And once we add the stitching, I'll be able to make it look even more bow shaped. So it's good enough. Whee! Oh my god, this is so cute. This is so cute. This is so cute. This is so cute. And her little face is just gonna make it perfect. I do think I'm actually gonna go to a craft store because I want the stitching to be perfect. And I'm missing minty swirl colors in my thread collection. So let's go to the crafting store. I have all the colors that I need now. This pack had a nice little minty blue and a white in it, and that's the colors I was missing, so it's perfect. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take one minty swirl head and place this swirl on her perfectly how I want it. And then we're gonna pin this and stitch the swirl in. Minty and white. Yes! I just use embroidery thread when I hand sew. I think there is like hand sewing thread, but this is how I learned. So this is just what I do. But I actually pull 2 threads out of the embroidery thread because if it's too thick, it'll knot really easily. So let me show you how I do that in case you're kind of using this as a tutorial. So if you go like this, you'll notice that this little thread is made up of a lot of other little threads. And if you just hold one and you have a firm grip right here and you pull it, then you get to pull a little thread out. And then it's a lot thinner. And I do that 2 times to have the perfect thickness. I learned this in a sewing class at school, and it works super well for me, so I haven't stopped doing it since. And then I just line up those 2 pieces of thread to be my 1 piece of thread. So now I have my thread, which is actually 2 tiny pieces of thread. I'm just gonna loop my needle and tie a knot, and then we can start sewing. Whee! Knot is tied. Let's do it. Our swirl is pinned down with also mint pins. This is so aesthetic. Hello? Super aesthetic tutorial. If you are following along with this and making a little num num, please tell me which num num you're making. I want to know. And I really wish that YouTube had picture comments sometimes so that you could show me. But I don't know. There's got to be another way. Okay, so now I just loop through the back. There's my little knot. I'm actually going to cut this so it doesn't bother me. Perfect. And I'm just going to stitch it all around. Stitch her in, and I'm going to pull nice and slowly through each stitch so I don't create knots, because that is literally the most aggravating thing. When you accidentally knot your thread. And I just want this stitching to look really nice and beautiful, so I'm going to take it nice and slow and be nice and thorough. Just pulling it through the back. And going and looping over and over and over. Okay, I'm gonna try and stay in frame while I do the whole swirl, but it's kind of hard, but I will try my best just so you can see the process. Those stitches are looking beautiful. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to change the angle here. These stitches. Oh yeah, I already know this is gonna be one of my favorite creations. I think hand sewing little things like this is probably one of the most relaxing. Okay, sometimes it can be really frustrating, but most of the time, the most relaxing hobby ever. Because you have to take it nice and slow. You got to be real creative with it. It's really cute. It's awesome. So, if you're watching this and you're not really sure, and you've never sewn before and you're not really sure if you want to start, but it looks fun, just go for it. It's really fun. And I guess, I don't know, something about it is like primal. Primal might not be the word, but it just feels good to hand sew. Such a beautiful art. Okay, so I'm just gonna make my way all around this swirl. I'll meet you when the swirl is all stitched in. It's already looking really, really good. Yes! Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, look how beautiful the swirl looks. And then I'm just gonna tie a nice little knot back here. So I have all this excess thread because I actually had to use 2 things of thread for the swirl, because girl, that swirl was a lot of little stitches. Just gonna tie a little knot. Hello, Wolfie. Little knot in the loop. And then do it one more time. Hi, Wolfie, what is it? Oh, it's time for him to be fed, that's what. Another little knot. Okay, perfect. And then we can just cut our little thread off. I'm trying to kind of show you guys just the whole process in case you've never sewn before, but I'm assuming if you're going to sew one of these, you probably are a hand sewer, but if not, that's okay too. You can always learn. So now I'm going to do the bow. But before I do the bow, I'm actually going to just stitch in the little, oh my gosh, Wolfie, he just jumped on me. Okay, wait, he's so hungry. One sec. Wolfie, one second. I just have to explain this one thing. 1 second. I'll feed you in just 1 second. I'm actually going to take some brown stitches and do the details of the bow and then stitch it onto her cute little head. But I'll be right back because I have to feed my crazy cat. Okay, Wolfie is eating. He's happy. Okay, I'm going to take another piece of thread and I'm going to do the exact same thing where I pull 2 threads out. Whee! And now we have our 2 threads, and then we're just going to loop our needle and tie our knot, and then we can. Perfect. Cut you. Okay, little bow. Let's make you cute. It's so tiny. We'll see how this goes. Actually, you know what? It might be easier to just start this whole process actually on the num num. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, wait, I changed my mind. I'm actually gonna cut out a nice little circle for the bow, sew that into the bow, and then sew the bow onto the num num. I'm just gonna take a little bit of brown fabric and cut out a tiny little circle. How is that? looks perfect. We gotta sew you on there. This is so cute. Sewing your little bow for you, darling. I'm just gonna do like a little circle of stitches and call it good. I have to do it off camera because I have to hold it really close to my face while I sew it so I can see. Oh, okay. Here's the bow. I just did a nice little focus on the bow. I just did a little stitching around it. And now I'm actually gonna stitch it into the num num through the center of it. I'm just gonna do some stitches right here, and I think that will suffice. I'm literally just gonna go pew, stop the num num. Okay, bow, come on. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna do a couple little stitches through the center and sew it on. Okay, I have to do this off camera because again, I need to put it right up to my face, but I think you get the picture. Okay, I got the bow on there. The stitching on it is a little questionable, but that's okay. I still think it looks really, really cute. And another important thing to note is to make sure you don't sew the bow straight into the num num head. Like leave some space on the side so that when you sew the whole thing together like this, you have space for your stitches back here. You know what I mean? So then you don't have to stitch through the bow and then it like looks super weird. So yeah, just make sure you can kind of like flip your bow up so that you can stitch along the sides with no problem. But now it's time to do the cutest part, the face, which I'm a little nervous about the face because I really don't want to mess it up and I want it to be super perfect and super, super cute. So I've seen some people cut out felt strips or little felt pieces for the face, but I'm actually just gonna stitch in the face because I think you can get a lot more precise that way. And I'm just gonna use that dark brown I used for the bow again because, you know, chocolate minty, and Num Num's faces are brown if you have not noticed. So yes, 2 little eyes with some eyelashes and 1 little nose. I think it's gonna turn out great. I just have to be nice and careful. Okay, I have its little face plotted out with pins. Obviously its eyes and its nose are gonna be a lot bigger, but now I know where I'll put them. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for the nose first. I'm just gonna embroider it. Again, I'm sorry, I have to embroider really close to my face or I literally can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, if you don't know how to embroider, you basically just make a bunch of little stitches into the shape of whatever you're trying to make. Oh, that's already so cute. Just stitch in the shape to the best of your ability by layering a bunch of tiny little stitches. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, here's how the little nosy is looking. Aww. And now I'm gonna do the eyes, which I'm kind of nervous because they have to be like little circles and I've actually never embroidered circles before. Okay, so hopefully I can do this. Gulp. Okay, I'm gonna try my best, but I have to do it off camera, so I'll update you. I'll be back. Okay, here's eye number 1. I think it looks pretty good for my first ever circle. That's not too bad, okay? That's not too bad. So I'm gonna try my best to replicate it over here too. Okay, I'm going back in. Wish me luck, wish me luck, wish me luck. Okay, I'm back. And this second eye actually turned out a lot better than this eye. It just looks a lot more circular and the eyelashes are better placed. So I actually think I might take a thread cutter and take this one out and re-thread the whole thing, which I know is really extra and kind of crazy, but maybe I'm being a perfectionist. I don't know though. I really want this to be super, super perfect and cute, so I think I'm gonna do it. So I'll be back when I redo this eye. Practice makes perfect though, because the second round was a lot smoother than the first one. I'll be back. The crime scene. I gouged its freaking eye out. Oh my god. I did it. It looks exactly how I want it to look now. I love it. Okay, so now that the cute little face is done, I'm gonna start sewing the whole thing together. If you are making it a keychain, if you're making it a keychain, make sure you have your little ribbon. You can also just make it out of felt, sticking in there as you sew through the top of the head. Don't forget the loop, because I have forgotten the loop so many times when sewing a keychain, and then I finish and I'm like, no! So make sure you sew in the loop, and while you're sewing around the whole thing, make sure you're leaving a little opening where you can stuff it before you sew it completely shut. Don't make those mistakes. They're very annoying. The only ribbon I have that's small enough for this is this hot pink. And at first I was like, I don't know if that's gonna look cute, but I actually really like it. In fact, I love it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have it peek out just a little. Just enough for the keychain to grab it. Just a little test. grab. Yep, perfect. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna start sewing all around. I'm using thread that matches the color of the num num. You can do a blanket stitch or a whip stitch. I'm probably just gonna go for a whip stitch. I haven't practiced a blanket stitch in a long time, but this is looking super cute and I can't wait to make more num nums. Okay, but first I gotta pin her up. I gotta get all these pins in here so that ribbon doesn't move, and so the other half of her head doesn't move. I love that the pins I'm using just keep matching. I'm pulling from pins over there and every time I pull, they're like matching and I'm not even looking. Ah! The num num gods are on my side. This is really, really cute. Oh my god. Also, I keep shopping for num nums. I check at least once every couple weeks. I'll check eBay, Mercari, and Depop for secondhand num nums. And they are just always, every time I've looked, they are always ridiculously expensive. But at some point, I would love to add more to my collection. Num nums are still watching. Hello. I'd love to add more to my collection, but these resellers, bro, I mean, I get it, because if I was gonna resell mine, I'd resell them for $1 million too, but please, how hard is it to just get some num nums around here? Like, I can always find good deals for secondhand My Little Pony or Monster High, but with num nums, dude, it's a different playing field. All these num— see, it happened again. What? They're always matching. They're literally always matching. It's so awesome. That time I actually just grabbed a pink one. But okay, now I'm just gonna sew all around. I'm probably gonna leave the stuffing hole like somewhere right here or here. And then I'm gonna start sewing here, pew, pew, go all around, and then stop. And this thing is so little. Here's the, let me zoom out. Here's the palm of my hand. And my hands aren't necessarily huge. Oh, small hands. Okay, no, I'm not gonna put that in. Like, she's pretty tiny. If you're wondering how she's measuring up now, it is still like 2 by 1.5 inches, yes. Okay, so I'm actually gonna stuff through the ear because I started my stitch right by the loopy just so I could get it sewn on there as quick as possible without worrying about it falling out. Okay, so we're just gonna stuff the little num num. Just open it and then take some stuffing. You can get whole bags of stuffing for so cheap at like any craft store. I actually saw some at Fred Meyer too. Just take a little bit and put it in there. Just stuff it a little, just so it's a little bit squishy. It's already looking so cute. Okay. I still have my needle just waiting to sew the rest of it. You don't have to tie a knot and then tie another and then do a whole other thread. You can just leave it open like this while you stuff it. You can also take a little pokey. This one came with the stuffing that I bought to like poke the stuffing where you want it to go. So I'm like poking the little ear. Very nice. And now it's a little bit stuffed. Yay. A little bit more. A little bit more. Are you serious? This is so cute. Now it's a little bit stuffy. And now I'm just gonna sew the ear shut and then we're done. Yes. And let me show what I mean by that bow thing I was saying earlier. So it's like now that I'm sewing all around the ear, the fact that the bow isn't sewn down like this means I don't have to thread through the bow. I can just slide the bow over like that and then thread just around this bluey part. Does that make sense? So then you don't have all this thread crossing over your bow. Yes, that's why it's important not to sew things fully down sometimes. So be mindful of that, depending on which num num you might be sewing. Okay, and then I'm also just hiding the knot behind the bow. There's probably better ways to hide knots, but girl, that's what I'm doing. So I'm just making a little loopy. So, oh no, my loopy, my little loopy. Come back, little loopy. But yeah. Then you have your little knot, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then you can just cut it. And you're pretty much done. Okay, one second though. The loopy's in there nice and tight, beautiful. Shadow is all over this. Holy, let me change this lighting. That's pretty nice. And then I'm just gonna take my keychain. Go in. Yay! She's so cute. She's not perfect. Her ears are very asymmetrical, but that's okay. It's okay to be a little asymmetrical sometimes. I'm asymmetrical too. Yay, 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 yay. So cute. She did kind of end up being more of like a jelly roll minty swirl than just having like a little tiny swirl on her head, but that's okay. I think she's still super cute. And having this big swirl did make the sewing a lot easier. And I really love the way that looks. Oh my god. So cute. I love it. Little minty swirl. I would put it on my bag, but I actually don't prefer to put felted keychains on my bag because they'll start to like, see how it's a little bit fuzzy? They'll start to like pull fuzz a lot and get a little not in very good condition. You absolutely can do that, but just know that that will happen over time. Like it'll start to get little like felt roll balls all over it and the felt will pull a little, but you still could. But I'll probably just dangle it on my wall somewhere or like on a pin board or something. I also eventually want to have enough num nums to have a num num shelf, kind of how I have my Shopkins shelf, and then I could dangle it from that too, which would be so cute. Also, my 20th birthday is coming up in like 3 weeks from now, and I really want to buy myself num nums for my birthday because why are they so expensive? But I could justify it if it was for my birthday. I also would love to sew my little cinnamon roll necklace like in the same, you know what I mean? Like, can't you see it? It would be so cute as a little felted keychain. So maybe I'll do that next. Let me know if you liked this like crafty sewing content and if you crafted with me or if you just watched it in the background. And if you did use it as a tutorial, did you make minty swirl or did you make a different num num? Let me know, I really want to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh wait, no, wait, I need to do the cup. Wait, whoa, don't go yet. I need to do the cupcake club. I cannot believe that that almost just completely slipped my mind. I gotta write down your names, the new cupcakes. Hey, I got you guys, you're on the paper. So we have Lil_colonizer, Silas or Silas 39, ASAL 20 period, ASAL 20 period, Worry Rock Raphael, and Crack Daddy. Crack Daddy. Crazy username. Crack Daddy. Crack Daddy. Cupcake Club! We're on the second row. Thank you so much to every single one of you. Here you are, you're on the paper. You'll always be on the paper. I love you so much. Please leave some comments down below. Let me know if you want to do another, if you want me to do another num num, because I would really love to do this pink and white striped num num. I love you guys so much, and goodbye for real this time. Mwah.